Hello and welcome to Odyssey Motorsport TV's live coverage of the Kansas City Racing League's Tuesday night main event LMP3 Challenge presented by Dad's Racing Service. We are at VIR, Virginia International Raceway tonight. I'm TJ Yankee, and with me in the broadcast booth, as always, is Lesean Young-Dilworth. How you doing tonight, Els?
TJ, I'm doing good. We're here again with KCRL at VIR, one of my favorite tracks. Never tried it, actually. And I'm wondering, TJ, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Looking forward to the LMP3s around this circuit. I personally love VIR. It's just super fun, but the LMP3 is pretty quick. It's one of the fastest cars I've driven around here. But yeah, no, I'm doing fantastic. Tonight's race is going to be round 7 of season 11 of the Kansas City Racing League's Tuesday night main event, the LMP3 Challenge. We got live race control, including deployments of safety cars under certain circumstances, no tire changes, a 50% fuel, single fast repair, 3 classes of LMP3 car over a 45-minute session. Add in a roller coaster circuit like Virginia International Raceway, and we're in for a wild one on the East Coast. Els, you said you didn't have a ton of experience here. What have you driven any fast cars around here? Or has it been like the GR, maybe the M2? What's your experience around here?
You said roller coaster of a circuit, and down through roller coaster at VIR, I've been in the Miata, the M2, the GR. Let's keep going here. I've been in the GT3s, the GT4s in the rain. Not so much a LMP or a prototype. They don't necessarily belong here, in my opinion, but definitely going to be a fun experience to watch this here. And I don't know how it's going to go. What you thinking, TJ?
Well, this is my experience. I like I said, I love Virginia International Raceway. It's a super fun in just about every car that I've driven on the service. I will admit that LMP3 is definitely the fastest car that I've driven around here, and that just multiplies your mistakes with so many high-speed corners around here. If you get one little thing wrong, if you're going that much faster, you're off the track that much faster. You go that much farther into the grass runoff areas. So I think it's going to be a real challenge for these drivers to kind of thread the needle through some of these high, elevation changes, high-speed corners. They'll have the downforce of the LMP3 to help them out, but I think it's going to be really, really interesting. The onboard lap that I did, it did take me a while to kind of find how to get the car around at a decent pace, but it was fun overall. It was fun to bomb through some of those high-speed corners with the confidence that you wouldn't be able to have in say, a GT3 or something like that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about our league title sponsor and recognize them. Dad's Racing Services. Kansas City Racing League brings the racing. Odyssey Motorsports TV brings the broadcast, and Dad's Racing Services helps make it all happen. Dad's Racing Services delivers motorsports grade simulator activities, sim equipment sales, builds, service, and supports for events, businesses, venues, teams, and drivers. They're also building a larger sim to real world racing opportunity, making this LMP3 championship the perfect fit for a company focused on where sim racing and motorsports meet. Check out the link to their website in the video description below for more details. Just another reminder that there are plenty of other sponsorship opportunities available on the broadcast. If you have a business, social media tag, your team, your league, or you just want to shout out your favorite driver, contact us at odyssey.motorsport@gmail.com. And we can work with you on graphics and full ad pitches to promote your business or social media and on our broadcasts. You can also reach us on the web at odysseymotorsporttv.com. So moving on, just a reminder, if you're just joining us in this second to last round 7 of the season 11 here, we have safety car deployments in this league. So that's certain circumstances. So the first and last 10 minutes, there will be no safety car. If there's 3 or more vehicles involved in the same incident, that results in a complete loss of control of 2 or more vehicles, there will be a safety car. Or if there are 2 or more vehicles involved in the same incident, that results in a complete loss of control for at least one vehicle and at least one black and orange meatball flag, then you're going to have a safety car deployed as well. Els will have his ear to the ground listening to race comms to give us kind of a heads up on any of the messages from race control. With the live race control, we'll have drive-through penalties, incident responsibility, everything like that. So Dakota Knapp, Brett Marshall, Linda Barkley, a part of that live race control. Huge thanks to them for putting that on. It makes this league really, really interesting and immersive. Moving on, tonight's broadcast is sponsored by DLB Precision. With every generation of PC components that come out, it's getting harder and harder to find the best performance gains for the best value. Does the CPU work with this motherboard, and is that GPU what I need, or is it overkill? Head on over to dlbprecision.com and they can sort all of that out for you. Every PC is handpicked and assembled to the highest standard, and they are started up, tuned, and stress tested before being delivered. The people over at DLB Precision are sim racers themselves, so they run what they build, and they know all the ways to tune your PC to run your sim title of choice with no stutters, no crashes, and bespoke to your needs. So if you're in the market for a sim PC or an update to your current PC, check out dlbprecision.com. All right, moving on to our track tonight. As we mentioned multiple times, Virginia International Raceway, a heck of a circuit. Let's make sure that is on empty. We're going to bring up the B-roll footage. So VIR, or Virginia International Raceway, it's beautiful. It's got lush green grass runoff areas and a ton of elevation change. It's just absolutely gorgeous to have a race there. So this track had opened in 1957, but eventually closed in 1974, and then was raised from the dead in 1998 and has undergone a tremendous renovation while retaining the core that made it so popular back in the 50s and the 60s. The 3.27-mile circuit has 21 corners, but some of those corners are double labeled, such as turns 5 and 5A. The curves are numerous and treacherous at speed while going through them. The Snake Complex exiting turn 5A is the beginning of a long run uphill through the turn 7, 8, 9 complex, flat out, and cresting over the top of the hill at South Bend, and then diving back down into Oak Tree. The roller coaster is another complex at the end of a very long straight at the top of a hill. After that, it's around Hog Pen, and you're back on the pit straight. A truly wonderful circuit, a real blast in the LMP3. We talked about, how you feel about VIRLs. They have IMSA races here, a lot of local, SCCA, club racing at VIR. You have any aspirations to maybe visit there in person one day?
It's a beautiful track, TJ. It looks like it'd be a blast just to see a race, and I don't necessarily have aspirations, but maybe we should take a visit over to VIR. But definitely a beautiful track. We got plenty of places to make a pass, plenty of difficult, challenging corners like the roller coaster, the Hog Pen, Oak Tree. A lot of these corners are places that require precision, and the drivers tonight are going to be showing what they're made of.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. But tonight, we're going to talk about round 7 of the LMP3 Challenge. So second to last race, 8 races in the season. This is round 7. So let's take a look at our schedule real quick. So second to last race here at Virginia International Raceway. And next week, the finale is going to be at Daytona International Speedway, the road course there. So we have quite the finale coming our way. Let's go ahead and take a look what our championship standings are looking like right now. So right now in the pro class, Chris Becco, he's not going to be available here tonight. He is leading the way in first place. Jake Van Hees in second place. Drake Smith in third place. Blaze Scheid in fourth place. And Clayton Sanchez in fifth place. And then take a look at that Pro-Am championship class. Not much separating the top 3. Mike Hamilton leading the way by 10 points over Matt Stalkup. And then 20 points behind him, Salvatore Castro. So only 30 points separating the top 3. Richard Soderski is in fourth place. Nate Hallistick in fifth place in the Pro-Am class. In the Am class, we have Jeremy Stevens up at the top in first place. Christian La Rochelle in second place. Benjamin Gallant in third place. Fourth place, Jeremiah Sawden and Aaron Lester in fifth place. So points are up in the air tonight. Championship stakes are high. So we are going to have to see what happens with our drivers here tonight at Virginia International Raceway. But now it's time to have a guided onboard lap around Virginia International Raceway in the Odyssey Motorsport LMP3, piloted by me. Els and Kyle Shook are the Odyssey livery creators, so be sure to check them out on Els on the Sim 888 and Shook Sim Racing on Instagram. Be sure to hit them up if you're looking to knock out the competition before the green flag drops with one of their custom liveries. So here we are coming down the start-finish straight, heading into turn 1. You're going to be braking really, really hard. Very tight right-hander here. A really easy to wash out wide, so you want to get that car rotated back on the throttle and head towards turns 2 and 3. So NASCAR bend is what they call this, is turn 2 here. Then down on the brakes again, get the car rotated, hit the apex, hard on the throttle again, and then back onto the brakes here for the 4, 5, and 5A before heading on up to the Snake. This is the Snake right here, turn 6 and 6A. Els, why don't you take it here while we head up towards South Bend and Oak Tree.
So now we're on the S's here, where you're gonna have to maintain the best line through here and get on the curbs, and then turn 9 or 10, excuse me, that's the most difficult, I think, on the course, into Oak Tree, turn 11, back onto the back straight. You want to get a late apex, powered as much as you can, use the runoff on the left, and then on the back straight, we got plenty of opportunities for drafting and bump drafting into the roller coaster. TJ, why don't you talk about the roller coaster?
Absolutely. I don't know if you should bump draft in the LMP3. It's a pretty fragile car, but heading up into roller coaster, you can see we're at the top of the hill, down hard on the brakes. I'm going to be dropping down into second gear for this. Tight right-hander, and then you're back going downhill, a slight uphill again. So you got all these undulations wanting to upset the car. And now we are going into Hog Pen here, which is the final corner, heading back onto the start-finish straight to finish a lap here around the Virginia International Raceway. It is a super fun track once you kind of figure it out. For those of you that aren't super familiar with the track, it can be super challenging because all that grass runoff, if you know anything about iRacing, the grass might as well be made out of ice. But tonight's onboard lap is going to be sponsored by Tow Racing. So Emil Tow is a sim racing content creator and is in the LMP3 challenge here tonight. Check out all the awesome content he makes on iRacing and ACC. So jump on over to Tow Racing's Instagram and TikTok to see more of that content. That's going to be Tow_Racing71 on Instagram and Tow Racing71 on TikTok. So let's see where we are at here tonight with our qualifying. Looks like we got about 6 minutes remaining. Dakota did mention in the Discord he accidentally did open qualifying here, so it is not the normal solo qualifying, it's open qualifying, so all the drivers out on track at the same time. So not sure how much that. Take a look at the track map there. It is packed out here. We got looks like 31 drivers out on track here at VIR, so it's going to be a busy circuit out there. It's going to be tough to get a good lap, but then there's also the opportunity for a number of those long flat out sections to get some drafting help. So we'll see what happens with the qualifying here tonight. As I said, Chris Becco not able to participate tonight, so the the top step of the podium in the pro class and overall up for grabs, as Chris Becco has pretty much won almost every race here this season.
Now, TJ, can you let us know what the weather is like for the track?
Yeah, let's take a look at what we're looking at weather-wise. So 73 degrees Fahrenheit ambient with a 98 degrees track temperature. So relatively cool by iRacing standards. It can get quite hot here at Virginia International Raceway. 38% humidity. It's partly cloudy. I did see that during my onboard lap sessions that I was doing the sessions straight from the league, doing the test drive. It did say that there was a 40% chance of rain, but I saw actually in the Discord, I guess that was changed, is now no chance of rain, but yeah, that should be not an issue for these drivers. I could not imagine driving around here in the LMP3 in the wet. It's tough enough. I've driven around here one time in the GR in the wet, and it was taxing is the word I'm going to go with here. It was quite difficult. So I couldn't imagine LMP3, with the car being so fast, and especially in the low speed corners, you got to rely on mechanical grip because you're not having any of that downforce helping you out. I imagine it would be pretty crazy. Have you driven around here in the rain at all, Els?
Actually, TJ, I've done a GT4 race in the rain, an endurance one actually, and I've actually had I actually have a clip of it, of me braking in a straight line, but it was so rainy that I was on the rubber line and the regular line, spun out in a straight line because of that. Grip was too different on two different sides of the car. Spun me out right into the wall, right on the broadcast. Real embarrassing, but That's what the rain does. So it was a good decision by the league owner to get rid of the rain. We had rain last week. It was pretty treacherous,
Yeah.
but the boys are out in the dry, in the sun, and we're gonna see some good racing.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, we're going to keep an eye on that pro-am at that middle class. Is like I said, 30 points separating the top three in the standings. So we'll keep an eye out on that and make sure that if they're anywhere close to each other, we will be taking a look at that as the championships is going to be on the line for that. So there's one drop in this league, I believe. So the points here is going to be incredibly important. As last week, as Els mentioned, it was raining, so it was an opportunity for some drivers to either take the drop or utilize the potential chaos. Well, not potential; it was chaos. The chaos that the rain brings in this car to capitalize and score some points. So we'll see what happens with that Pro-Am class as we go through the race here. So I am going to be calling out that, obviously turn one is going to be one of the best overtaking spots. Also, turns, I want to say 3, which is NASCAR, is when we had our Wounded Warrior charity race here in the GR86. Surprisingly, that was a place where a number of big position changes happened. If you go out a little too wide there, it's easy to get up underneath, and then the person that's on the outside kind of hung out to dry. So look for turns 1 and I would say turn 3. So we're going to ride on board with Joshua Jordan here when he goes through that section, as he's coming around Hog Pen right now onto the start finish straight. So
TJ,
what's up?
Wanted to shout out the Go Touch Grass crew. I think that's the livery we see on screen.
Yep.
Ran by, I think it's Mike Pecco, I believe, or...
Yep, he's one of the main ones.
Yeah, I just want to give them a shout out. Seemed like pretty cool group of guys. And then stepped in the Discord a little bit. And we did a radical race with them. They're pretty fun. So I don't know if you guys want to give them a holla. They do some fun stuff as well.
Yeah, actually, Mike Pecco is the Dad's Racing Services, the guy who put on that league sponsor for Kansas City Racing League. So yeah, Go Touch Grass crew. They got a ton of drivers in this league, and they're a great group of guys that come out and hang out with us Odyssey drivers in our Discord, and they support this league very, very well too. So yeah, huge shout out to them. Yeah, Ellis good calling that one out. So checker flag is flying here. So this will be the final lap for the drivers that are on track. It's going to go a little bit further just because of the open qualifying. Usually the solo qualifying, I think it's like 10 to 15 seconds after the timer goes past the 15 minutes, it will switch over to the race session. But with the open qualifying, they allow the cars that are still doing a flying lap to finish their lap. So it might go up a minute or so. Longer than 15 minutes as everyone puts in their final laps here.
Now, TJ, what are you expecting in the first turn here after we've seen most of the LMP3 rounds at KCRL?
Well, I think we're going to have a relatively clean turn 1, especially up at the front half of the field. Those pro drivers are really, really good at racing close with one another. I think being this late in the season, everyone's kind of come to grips with the LMP3. So, having no ABS, it's not a surprise anymore. They kind of been able to, I would hope they would be able to dial their settings in there to their liking so that they're comfortable. So I think we're going to be fine into turn 1 and turn 3. I think if anything, we might have a couple cars go wide if they go in a little too hot into turn 1, but I think it's going to be relatively clean, Nels. What do you think?
Well, the good thing about VIR, it's very open, no walls to hit. I mean, as long as everybody's patient, everybody knows how to behave on the racetrack at this point, like you said, we should have a good turn 1. We should have a good first lap. where we'll see some good racing as the race settles in and matures.
Yep, I have to agree with you. I think that's a spot-on assessment of at least what we've seen here in the LMP3 class. Earlier in the season, I think a lot of people were still coming to the grips with the car, and yeah, there was a lot of paint trading happening, but I think the last, I would say, 4 to 5 rounds have been really great racing, as Jason Vondra's going off a little bit wide there at the top of the roller coaster, but that should be, he's the last car on track, so that should be the end of qualifying here. Yeah, I think we're going to have a good race here tonight. VIR, relatively popular. It's in a lot of the officials, so people know the track relatively well. So I don't think we're going to have any issues. I think it's going to be great. But we have now switched over to the race session here, so let's go ahead and take a look at our grid for tonight. Drake Smith taking pole position with a 1:40.431. Second place on the front row with Drake is going to be Jake Van Hees. Luke Patrick in third place. Max Cruz Cross in fourth place. Jacob Maganowski in fifth place. Neil Salata in sixth place. Aiden Anatafong in seventh place. Edric Reyes in 8th place, Riley Mills in 9th place, Blaze Scheid in 10th place. Kyle Shook is in the AM class. I don't know why SDK keeps putting him back in the pro class. So let me go ahead and fix, or we'll go through the rest of the grid, and then I will call out where Kyle Shook is placed. Matt Stallcup is going to be in first place, starting in pole position in the Pro-Am class. Mike Pico in second place. Richard Sidursky in third place. Michael Hamilton in fourth place. Salvador Castro in fifth place. Joe Harkness in sixth place. Seventh place is Nate Hallistick. Eighth place is Ash Harper. And then in the AM class, Jeremy Stevens on pole position. Second place, Joshua Jordan. Third place is going to be Benjamin Gallant. Fourth place, Christian La Rochelle. Emil Toe is in fifth place. Kelly McQueen in sixth place. Aaron Lester in seventh place. Eighth place, Jason Vondra. Callum Ford is in ninth place. Ryan Froh in 10th place. And Matt Falk is in 11th place. We got race control in the house. And John McDonald, we will get him put into a class here momentarily. So let's go ahead and bring up the race grid here. Go to Drake Smith.
I'll remember to change Kyle Shook.
Yep, I'm going to do him and McDonald here.
Did you want me to ask what class he's in? McDonald?
Let me move that up out of the way. Add session drivers. It's John McDonald. Let's see, John McDonald. Where is he at? We're going to put him in the pro class. He's almost a 3K driver. All right, let's go up to Kyle Shook and make sure he is in the AM class here. And we just got kicked out of iRacing.
Of course.
Well, let's just give us a minute. Luckily, it's just during the parade lap here.
I'll be watching to make sure we're not missing anything.
All right, hopefully not during the parade lap. Yep, ever since that update, I've been having occasional problems. The last week or so, it's been all right. It kicks me out towards the beginning of the session, then I am back in, and it's fine for the rest of the time. So it's very strange that has been happening lately. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, trying a bunch of different things. Winning on iRacing, I'm almost back in the session, and then we will probably be good till the end of the session here.
We're about to go through that, so there's no rush there. We should be able to get back in.
All right. And just like that, we are back and ready to rock and roll. Hide that. Bring up the track map. Go ahead and bring up the battle box just for a good measure here. Still got a bit of the track to go. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about our parade lap sponsor. Well, it's not tow racing. It's JD Racing. So tonight's parade wrap is brought to you by JD Racing on Instagram and TikTok. Jeffrey Davis is a 4K I-rated sports car driver. Actually, I heard recently 4.1K driver I-rated sports car driver. It makes content all about his journey to 4K, 4.1K on iRacing. Be sure to check out all his moves, both offensive and defensive, by checking out jd.racing on Instagram and TikTok. All right, heading down that long back stretch and the long run up to roller coaster here. Look at that field of cars. Man, that is a ton of LMP3s, and they are looking good. Kyle Shook in 7th place as we got that sorted out. He is in the AM class, 7th place in the AM, 6th or 7th place in the AM class. Hey. My son
I see what you did there.
My son would be so happy.
I am disappointed though, TJ.
I'm sure there's others that are disappointed as well.
I expected better.
Oh, perfect. I see in the chat, Joe would be a pro. Yep, I gathered that by the almost 3K I rating. Thank you for at Fire Team, whoever that was. Appreciate your help. All right, getting ready to go through Hog Pen on the parade lap here, and then we are going to be racing at Virginia International Raceway for round 7, the penultimate round of season 11 of the LMP3 Challenge for the Kansas City Racing Leagues, presented by Dad's Racing Services. There goes the safety car. Drake Smith leading the way. Green flag should be dropping any moment. Kind of a long front start-finish straight, so the start-finish line much further up the way. Should see, I think they're away. Green flag is out. We're racing here at Virginia International Raceway for round 7. Drake Smith got a heck of a start here. It's Luke Patrick and Jake Van Hees behind. We got a couple cars going wide, just as I kind of predicted into turn 1. But for the most part, everyone keeping it relatively tidy as we head through turns 2 and 3. So this was turn 3 right here. Ooh, a little bit of contact there between Neil Salata and Richard Sidursky. Oh, no. Jacob Maganowski going around as there was some contact going into turn 4. Well, Joe Harkness getting by the inside of Riley Mills there. So we got Pro-Ams and Pro-Ams all kind of mixed together here. Heading up that long run through the S's up to Oak Tree here, which is going to be very interesting for some of these drivers for the first time. The brakes not quite up to temperature yet, and the tires still cold. See if anyone gets caught out so far. Oh, I see some tracks that went off. Yep. Oh, that was Drake Smith. Drake Smith went wide from the lead. So Drake Smith going wide into Oak Tree. We're going to take a look at that. I don't know if he locked up or what, but now Luke Patrick leading the pro class right now with Jake Van Hees in 2nd. So big shakeup in the leaderboard here. Plenty of race to go, 45-minute session. They will have to do a pit stop. So we'll see what happens as the session develops here. Jumping back to Matt Stallcup here. He's right behind Mike Pico. Is 4th overall or 5th overall. He's getting passed by Max Kraus. 2 different classes here. You see the red and blue mirrors and wing end plates there, denoting the different classes. Green would be AM. Still side by side as they head into turn 3 here. Now, let me tell you, that's very difficult to do here at Virginia International Raceway. Go multiple corners side by side. Definitely not the quickest way around the track. But let's take a look real quick what happened with Drake Smith on lap 1 really quick. So, yeah, going into Oak Tree. He just overcooked it. Oh, he did get into the wall. So we'll see.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, see how that affects the performance of his car moving forward. Very unfortunate.
Doesn't seem like there was any damage.
I mean, it was a gentle tap, but like I said, you don't really want to bump draft in these cars because they're so fragile. So we'll see what happens with that. As we're still with Matt Stallcup. Right behind him is Neil Salata in the pro class. And then Salvador Castro, 3rd place In the Pro-Am, Mike Pico up in 3rd place overall, but 1st place in his class, really punching above his weight. So it's Edric Reyes going by Salvador Castro there. Jump back to John McDonald. Whoops, I put John McDonald in the AM class. let me change that. He's definitely supposed to be in the Pro class here. Anything on comms, Els?
Nothing on comms so far.
All right. Trying to look at, we're going to go back to Christian La Rochelle. Currently 3rd place in the AM class, going side by side with Joshua Jordan here for 2nd. Not quite able. Now he gets an opportunity as there's a car off track in front. That's Riley Mills. Oh, no!
And he locked it up.
Locked it up, trying to avoid the incident there. Christian La Rochelle goes up into 2nd place. Joshua Jordan doing accident avoidance there, coming out of turn 4. Oh, Caleb Ford and Emil Toe, both with meatballs in the pit. So we'll see what happened with that. So this was what happened with Emil. Looks like coming down in, yep, coming down into Oak Tree, and he's into the wall just like Drake Smith, just a little harder. Trying to see what happened with Caleb. So this is what happened with Caleb. Oh, just a self-spin. Ah, that's what, nope, that's not what we saw there. I'm not sure why he went into the pit lane, though. Well, he did. Wouldn't imagine there was any damage there, but Christian La Rochelle still only not quite more than a second, just under a second between him and Joshua Jordan. That's battle for 1st and 2nd, or excuse me, 2nd and 3rd in the AM class. So Jeremy Stevens up about 3 3.25 seconds ahead of Christian, leading the way in the AM class. So we're going to jump up to Neil Salata here. It's currently in 4th place. Max Kraus up ahead of him in 3rd place in the Pro class. They're duking it out here, heading up towards the S's and then into South Bend. So Els, that at the end of this S's here, it's going to be screen right, but it's a left-hander here. That is actually I found it relatively easy to take in the LMP3. You just ever so slightly lift, and you go back on it. The downforce, at least on the baseline setup, just stuck the car to the track. It was super satisfying to go through that corner, as in the GT3. There's been so many times I've gotten it wrong there, but it was a blast to go through. I know you were mentioning that was a relatively tough corner because it's at the top of the crest, and it's really easy to run wide.
Oh, I actually haven't tried the prototype on this track. That would make sense with all the downforce at the speed. So, yep, my mistake.
No, it is a tough corner in pretty much every other car. Like I said, this is the fastest car that I've driven around this track. So having that extra downforce, it was nice. I really enjoyed it. Jumping back to Joshua Jordan, still trying to hunt down Christian La Rochelle here for 1st in the, Christian La Rochelle now into 1st place. Let's see what happened with Jeremy Stevens as he was leading the AM class here. Yeah, so Jeremy Stevens went off track. Let's see what happened with that to bring him back into 3rd place in the AM class. He's leading the championship right now. Oh, just overcooked it a little bit, and that is Oak Tree once again. It stays out of the wall, though. So plenty of time, us being about 7.5 minutes into this 45-minute session. Plenty of time for him to potentially work his way back up the leaderboard here. We're going to jump back up to Neil Salata and Max Kraus, 4th and 3rd place in the Pro class. Into Oak Tree. Now, I got to say, for me, I am terrible at Oak Tree. I really struggle to get it right in pretty much every car that I drive around here. It's a blind corner. It's down a hill. You can't quite see the outside edge of the corner. So it just kind of sneaks up on you if you're not on the brakes at the right time. And with these cars not having ABS, really easy, at least during, did about 10 or 12 laps to record the onboard. It was really easy to lock it up going into there.
Oh, TJ, I gotta show you some tips. Oak Tree is one of my favorite places to actually make a pass sometimes because nobody expects it. But definitely understand what you're saying. It is a difficult corner to get right.
I feel like it's one of those things, once you get it, this track just becomes a whole different animal, because that is definitely somewhere that I struggle a bit, especially with the corner south bend that we were talking about at the top of the hill right before that. Oh, as we got Caleb Ford. Yeah, Caleb Ford off the track there, but sitting there for now. Aaron Lesser with a meatball in the AM class. So got a ton of things going on. Track here is Drake Smith trying to work his way back up into a podium position. Currently sixth, right on the back of Edric Reyes here. So go into Oak Tree. Oh, takes a look up the inside and oh my goodness, Drake Smith's going to get the position there. It's going to get two positions on Max Kraus and Edric Reyes there. So double overtake into Oak Tree.
That's exactly how you do that.
Well, these three are right on top of each other. Drake Smith started on a pole, so we know he's got pace around here. He's also the back-to-back champion of the Kansas City Racing League for season 9 and 10. So usually up towards the top of the field. On board with him right now. Now with Max Kraus, with Edric Reyes right behind him. Heading into turn 1. Max getting up close and personal there with the gearbox. Oh, Max going a little wide there, but hangs on to it. Heck of a save. Not super easy to do in these LMP3 cars in the low-speed corners, as they are so light they want to slide around without the downforce pushing them into the ground. So heck of a save from him.
I think that's what they mean by go touch grass.
Excuse me. So Drake Smith now on the gearbox of Neil Salata. This would be up into the podium for Drake. So Drake and Neil both, as I said, Drake the two-time or back-to-back defending champion of Kansas City Racing. Neil Salata also usually up towards the top of the field. So these are going to be two really good racers here battling for the final podium position in the pro class and overall. Drake takes a look up the left side, heading up into roller coaster. He's going to have the inside, and he goes by. So great move from him. Into third place. We're going to jump back to it's Joshua Jordan and Christian La Rochelle. So this is the battle for first place in the AM class right now. Joshua Jordan has caught up to Christian La Rochelle and is hunting him down. On to the start-finish straight, heading down. Not really a straight. There's a bit of a right-hander, as you'll see here on this straight. So it's a curved straight. And then into turn 1. Heavy braking zone. Hard right-hander, as I said during the onboard. Really easy to run wide. As that's Jacob Baganowski going by in the pro class. Let's now split them. We're going to jump back to Max Kraus, who's right behind Neil Salata now as Drake went by going into the roller coaster. Now Max on the attack of Neil. It's 4th and 5th in the pro class. Oh no, Blaze Scheid. I see he's got a meatball. He's in the pit lane. We'll see what happened with that. take a look at that real quick and hopefully get back to them before. Oh, he's missing his rear engine cover. Oh. Yeah, probably best that he heads back to the pits here. Now, coming up into roller coaster here is Max Krause, Neil Salata, and Edric Reyes.
Now, TJ, for this type of track, what kind of setup would you want in this type of weather?
Well, with the LMP3 car generating so much downforce just across the the front and the back with all those winglets you can see there on screen on Max Krause's LMP3, it generates a ton of downforce, so it's not like you got to put a ton of downforce on it. There's 3 different really long full throttle runs with the start finish straight, the run up to South Bend and Oak Tree, and then the the exit Oak Tree. As Max Krause taking a look around, Neil Salata, he's on the outside, he's going to lose out there, but slots back in. I would say if you're feeling gutsy, you could take a little bit of wing off, but I think a medium kind of downforce is what I would run here, just for the peace of mind through some of these high-speed sweepers. Max Krause still
real tidy racing.
Yeah, really tight racing, real close too. Max Krause still holding on to 4th position with Neil Salata doing his best to try to get by him. Actually, we're going to jump up to Drake Smith and Jake Van Hees real quick as they're going up into roller coaster and they're side by side. So this is Drake Smith into 2nd place, getting by Jake Van Hees. So heck of a pass from him. As he goes on, we're going to jump back to that battle with Max Krause and Neil Salata though. Heading down the start finish straight still. I mean, half a second separating all 3 of these drivers here. Oh, takes a look up the inside. And is not able to get alongside. Now Edric Reyes on the attack on Neil Salata.
TJ, I found as a sim driver, if you halfway try to attack, it usually means that you're going to be attacked right after. Oh, as it goes off.
That was Neil Salata going by. Edric Reyes pounces on the mistake there, coming out of the snake there. Now going through the S's up towards South Bend and Oak Tree. So that's what I was saying kind of in the beginning of the broadcast is, at least for me, your mistakes are just amplified in this car because you're going that much faster, and with the grass being right up against the edge of the track, most of the parts of the track, if you go wide, you're going wide pretty far. Luckily, as you mentioned, there's not that many walls, but the grass basically turns into ice as far as control goes. So if you touch it a little bit, it's kind of amazing that Neil was able to keep the car pointed in the right direction. As my first 4 or so laps trying to get the onboard lap, any grass that I touched, I was backwards. So, props to Neil for keeping it in the right direction for sure. Just jumping back to Ash Harper. He's got Benjamin Gallant up ahead of him. 2 different classes, but relatively close to one another here. Heading up through roller coaster. Some pretty neat water-themed livery he's got going on there, Els.
Oh yeah, definitely some creativity on that blue and white LMP there by Ash Harper. Wonder if he made it himself.
We'll have to ask him. All right, so we're going to jump up to Joe Harkness.
He was just looking up the inside, but Joe Harkness.
Yeah, we're going to jump up to Joe Harkness, is up ahead of Ash Harper. He is within a half second of Michael Hamilton. in the Pro-Am class. That's Joshua Jordan up ahead of Michael Hamilton there with the green windshield sticker, rear wing, and mirrors up ahead. So while these two are getting pretty close together, keeping an eye on the gap between Max Krause, Edric Rise, and Neil Salata up there in the pro class for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Keeps kind of accordioning back and forth here as they go through some of these corners. That's Michael Hamilton around Joshua Jordan. So Joe Harkness going to be pretty antsy to get by to try to keep up with Michael here.
TJ, Drake Smith has just put in the best lap. Wasn't able to read it, but wow.
A 140.35. So pretty darn quick lap from him. Oh, no, we had an off track up there. Max Krause had an off track in that battle between Neil, Edric, and him. Let's take a look at what happened there. Oh, just overcooked it a little bit. I think that was coming out of turn 1. Unfortunate for him. We're going to jump up to Matt Stallcup, who is right on the back of Mike Pico. So this would be for the lead in the Pro-Am class. That's Drake Smith up ahead. So I think Drake Smith was just going through there. Oh my goodness, we're going side by side up towards the roller coaster. It's Matt on the inside. He's going to get the position. Oh, but he goes a little wide. Mike takes it back into lead for Mike Pico. So Matt Stallcup ahead and then back again that quickly. With those passes from Drake Smith, that is, he's up into 2nd place overall. Mike Pico and Matt Stallcup were in 2nd, 3rd place overall in the Pro-Am class. So Drake Smith making his way back up the field, trying to hunt down Luke Patrick. He's about 5 1/4 seconds up ahead of him. And that's Drake Smith going wide there. Oh, man. Drake having some difficulty here. We're just talking about how he had worked his way up. Jake Van Hees up into 2nd place with that. I wonder if he's got some damage on his car. He is struggling here. Maybe the tires just got a little dirty. He's got... oh, goodness gracious. That was Richard Sidursky sitting there sideways. Let's take a look at what happened with that. Richard Sidursky. Take a little bit too much curb. Nope, just goes wide, touches, and around he goes. Oh, that was so close. Oh, Drake's going sideways again as we come back. Oh, no. You can see damage to the left front, and he jumps to the pits. Oh, wow.
Oh, not what you want to see.
Yeah, I'm sure he's kicking himself as well as, I mean, some of those were, kind of accident avoidance, but it was originally him just going a touch wide that put him in that position in the first place.
Now, I was seeing in the chat in qualifying that he may have had a little bit of a sickness or cold or something like that. I don't know if it was a joke. But if so, I hope you get better, Drake Smith. You're not driving like yourself tonight.
I mean, he started off on pole and leading the race pretty well. But, yeah, definitely something affecting him as we saw him go off initially. Get a little bit of damage on that left front as we see Edric Rise go a little bit wide into turn 1 there. It's really easy to go wide into turn 1 if you brake a hair too late. You're not going to make that corner. You're not going to get the car rotated in time. So got to be very careful about that as we are right at the halfway point. We got a number of drivers jumping into the pit lane for their fuel stop. See, Aiden Anatafong has a black flag, so maybe speeding in the pit lane. He says he's in the pit lane, so maybe speeding in the pit lane. Brian Froh, black flag as well. So a bunch of activity happening right now here at Virginia International Raceway. We're going to take a look up here at Luke Patrick, who's leading the overall race in the pro class. Kind of on the trot right now, almost 10 seconds up ahead of Jake Van Hees in second place. He's driven a darn near flawless race so far. So, hats off to him. More black flags. John McDonald with a black flag. So I wonder if people are speeding in the pit lane or if they're cutting the entry or something like that. Brian Froh with a black flag. Goodness gracious. It's a pandemic.
Black flag pandemic.
Mike Pico, part of that Go Touch Grass racing crew. Currently first in the Pro-Am class, but second overall. So he is driving his tail off here in that LMP3, doing a heck of a job here around VIR. Joe Harkness up into third place in the Pro-Am class. Looks like he has not taken his pit stop yet. Let's take a look at the pit laps real quick. Yep, not taking his pit stop yet. So once all these pit stops kind of cycle through the true order, and whoever got the better pit stop, that might have jumped someone. If they had a bad pit stop, they might fall behind someone there. That's Michael Hamilton, who was leading the race. Excuse me, he's up in the top 3 of the standings. Is right there behind him in the shot. So within about a second of Joe Harkness here as they head through the S's. Jacob Maganowski currently 6th in the pro class. That is Matt Stalkup 2nd in the Pro-Am class, right behind him, getting a tow up the long run up to Roller Coaster here. So we'll take a look on the right side. Yeah, I think Matt's just going to get on by. Oh, Jason Vondra with a black flag. Excuse me, a meatball flag. Trying to see what happened with him. I don't even see an off track from him, so currently in the pits. Now, as you said, you don't have a ton of experience here with the LMP3 car, but the little bit of experience you did have, did you like it? Is it difficult to drive? Is it relatively easy to drive? What did you think about it?
Actually, TJ, I haven't touched the LMP3 on VIR at all. But
No, I just meant overall, the car overall.
Oh, the car itself, I think is a great car, a fun car to have. But it is extremely hard to get the little tenths and the seconds that these pro guys at the top seem to be able to get out of the car. So it is a on your toes type of car. Pushing it requires just absolute precision, just like any car. But definitely the LMP3 around a circuit like VIR requires the utmost discipline and precision.
Absolutely, fair enough. So Matt Stalkup and Jacob Naganowski. Oh, Jacob's going to go a little wide there. He got too much curbing, got some air, and manages to keep it pretty much on the track. So that was a heck of a... Let's take a look, because we saw it kind of out of shot here. This is going into Roller Coaster here. Takes a late look up the right side, and then, yeah, he's just going to get a little bit too much of that curbing. But what a recovery there. Great avoidance from the cars coming from behind. Jacob Naganowski going in for his pit stop. So once again, flurry of activity on the scoring tower on the left as the rest of the field seems to be taking their pit stops. That's pretty much everyone. So that should be it for pit stops outside of damage. So, ooh, Mike Pico. Side by side with Jake Van Hees. Jake Van Hees goes a little bit wide there in turn 4. And Mike Pico tail wiggling around a little bit, going through 5 and 5A.
On edge.
Yeah, and he just got a slowdown there. As you see the yellow flag. Probably going to let Jake Van Hees go by. Yep. Serve that slowdown, and once that yellow flag drops away, he'll be back in good standing here. Yep, it is gone. So Edric Raya is currently in 4th place in the pro class. Neil Salata just up ahead in 3rd place. Now look at that elevation change. They're not even at the top of the hill yet as they head up towards roller coaster here. I mean, accurately named roller coaster corner. That's really, really awesome. But we're going to jump back to see Joe Harkness, Michael Hamilton, Matt Stallcup, Nate Hallistick, all within a couple seconds of each other. A couple LMP3 plays shy. Jacob Baganowski in the mix as well. Heading into turn 1, Jacob Baganowski just staying on the outside. He's currently 7th in the pro class. They are fighting for 4th, 5th, or 3rd, 4th, and 5th here in the Pro-Am class.
Oh, TJ, I want to take the time to shout out Matt Stallcup, who we're on board with. He does make clips. I've seen a couple of his clips. Just want to tell him, keep it up.
You know, I recently saw a couple of his clips as well. Yeah, they're pretty darn good. So keep at it as he's taking a look here at Joe Harkness. Heading up through the S's up to South Bend. See if he's able to make a move going into Oak Tree here. And he was not able to get alongside Joe Harkness. Heading up to roller coaster. You're going to be able to see on board now how much elevation change goes through this section here. You got a brake in a left and a right there to get the most out of the car. And then you got the up and down going in hog pen here. Pretty good exit from him out of hog pen. Now he's got a run going up the start finish straight on Joe Harkness. This will be for 4th place in the Pro-Am class. Like I said, that championship really tight up at the top, so every position matters. And he gets into 4th, and that's Michael Hamilton right up ahead of him. And then up ahead of Michael, Christian LaRochelle, who's the AM leader currently. Oh, and Jacob Baganowski has a black flag. So not sure what that black flag is for. Maybe incident points, I'm not sure. Keeping an eye on these few here as the championship kind of hangs in the balance. Matt Stallcup really trying to get around Michael Hamilton here for a podium position here at VIR. Into Oak Tree. He took a much wider line there.
Actually, TJ, for Oak Tree, I kind of sacrificed the first APAC and come back to cut for the late one for the straight.
Well,
that's what I do.
I'm going to defer to your judgment because I really struggle with that corner. But we got to take a look at Neil Salata and Edric Reyes here. This is for the final podium position in the pro class, going side by side up the start-finish straight into turn 1. So Neil's on the outside. Edric on the inside maintains third position, but is he able to do the cutback here? Now side by side going through turns 2 and 3. Edric back up ahead. Just keeping an eye on Matt Stalkup and Michael Hamilton there in the Pro-Am class as we are coming close to about 12 minutes remaining here, just under 12 minutes. Time's running out for some of these drivers to get that final position to help with their championship standings. Matt Stalkup now side by side with Michael Hamilton. This is for third. Going through the S's. Oh, gets it wrong. It was, where'd he go? Oh, Mike Hamilton, he dropped down. Able to get back going, but drops down into fourth. And that's Nate Hallistick taking a look up the inside. Oh, man, let's take a look at that again. Oh, goodness.
Oh.
I don't know how he didn't hit Matt there.
It almost looked like a little bit of netcode. I wonder if it's just one of those iRacing mishaps.
Yeah, I guess so. You know what? Let's take a look at that one more time in far chase here and see if what you're saying is correct here. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Netcode. Unfortunate for Mike Hamilton, that is. He was running a heck of a race there. Actually, we're going to jump back to Joshua Jordan and Christian La Rochelle, first and second in the AM class, within a second of one another, as we're coming up just under 10 minutes remaining in round 7 here at Virginia International Raceway of the Kansas City Racing League's LMP3 Challenge, presented by Dad's Racing Services. So, got some high drama here in the closing laps. And I'm wondering, with all the high-speed corners around here and the lockups, how are these tires faring? Is this going to be an issue for some of these drivers, the tire wear?
Oh, TJ, I'm seeing a lot of wiggling from some of these drivers, so you may be onto something, being that it's been 35 minutes in the race, in the heat. The guys must be dealing with some tire wear issues at this point.
Here we go, up into roller coaster. Neil Salata, Edric Reyes, third and fourth in the pro class. Down the front straight. Once again at a a minute and 41 seconds. I mean, maybe 4 laps remaining. So we'll see. Oh, Kyle Shook had an incident. So these two have a relatively decent gap. We'll see what happened with Kyle. I think he's just going to take too much curb here. Yep. It's that easy to lose it in the LMP3. And Jacob Bankanowski is out of the race. We got multiple meatballs. Richard Sidursky, Kelly McQueen, Brian Froh, and Jason Vondra have had a meatball for a while in the pits, so they clearly have long damage times here, as Neil Salata really reeling in Edric Reyes here in the closing laps. Looks like Edric got a little bit better of an exit here, but Neil's going to be able to get some draft heading up the hill towards roller coaster. And he's got a long way to get there, so plenty of time to pull that gap in. As you see, he's getting closer and closer heading into roller coaster. Oh, a little bit of wiggle there from Neil. think you got a pretty good exit out of Hogpen there. Ooh, be careful dipping the tire there a little bit on the edge. This is a right-hand drive car, so if you're jumping in other cars throughout the week and then you jump in the LMP3, you're going to be on the right side of the car. You might misjudge how far out that car goes to the left. It's one of those things you don't really think about until you're in the car and you're like, why am I constantly going wide on the left side? Oh, yeah, I'm sitting on the right side of the car. So we'll see, someone in the chat asked for the pit cycle info. So these are the laps that everyone took their pit stops. It'll be right after the name. So L16, L15, L12. These are all the laps that everyone took their pit stop. So, or their last pit stop, I should say, if they took more than one. Coming up on 5 minutes remaining here. So Neil's going to have to pull that gap in and try to get it past here in the next, I'd say, 2 to 3 laps, depending on where Luke Patrick is when he crosses the line, with timing coming to a close here. So Luke Patrick going through turn 1 now in relation to these guys here as they head down the start-finish straight. Oh, Edric going a little wide there. Now Neil's on the attack, but he's on the outside going into turn 4. And nothing really ended up coming of that. Good recovery from Edric. Neil was not able to capitalize at that instance of a little bit of a mistake there from Edric. So I just want to point out Mike Pico, part of that Go Tush Grass Racing Discord. Currently first place in the Pro-Am, but he is second place overall. Oh, as Neil gets a little bit wrong going into Oak Tree. Oh, no, and he's just hit the wall. His wing popped off. And then magically reconnected itself, but it is definitely sitting at an angle, so that's going to affect his performance. Unfortunate. You see Oak Tree claims another victim. That is I tell you, Els, I'm jealous that you have it down so well.
Oh, TJ, Oak Tree is just one of those corners, man. You just got to know how to get it right or it bites you in the butt. So
literally for Neil, it bit him right in the gearbox there as he hit the tire wall. So we're going to jump back to Michael Hamilton as he's right on the back of Nate Hollistick. Nate Hollistick, part of that Savage Sim Racing crew. They got a pretty good participation in this league. I would say 5 or 6 drivers participating here. So really, really good group supporting the Kansas City Racing League very well. As Nate actually got a slowdown there. As you see the yellow flag pop up, he's going to have to probably let Mike by here. Or is he going to be able to bleed off the time enough and keep him behind? Oh no, what happened with Edric Rise? Edric Rise was in 3rd place and now Riley Mills is. I'm not seeing that any of them had, that Edric had an off track. Let's take a look at the pass real quick. I wonder if he just got a course cut or something like that. Oh no, Nate Hollistick just crashed. And we were watching there back in the Pro-Am class. Let me change that from the rear chase and see what happened with Nate. But we're actually, we're gonna jump back to Edric Rise because he is now trying to get back the position into 4th. With just under 2 minutes remaining here, so It looks like Luke Patrick going around turn 1. Not entirely sure if he got the white flag or not. So we shall see. I think he might be able to get one more lap in. So everyone else is going to have to go around one more time. Wondering what the fuel strategy is. If any of these guys are going to be diving in for a splash and dash or not. It's Max Krause up ahead in 4th place. That's Salvador Castro there in 2nd place. In the Pro-Am class behind him, different class. On board with Max, looking back at Edric. Let's see if he lifts going through South Bend here. Yep, ever so slightly. Down into Oak Tree. Edric got a better Oak Tree than Max did. He's taking a look to go side by side, heading up towards Roller Coaster. I think he's got enough of a run to get ahead before Roller Coaster. He does. So that's Edric. Ryan is up into 4th place. But Max Krause is not done yet. Back on the counterattack. See if he can get back into that 4th place. Well, that should have been the white flag for Luke Patrick, who's leading the race. This should be the final lap here. Yep, I saw the flag just in the top corner of the screen. Oh, Salvador Castro trying to get involved here in the last lap. You see him looking on the outside and on the inside in multiple corners here on Max Krause. Edric Ryan is up ahead. Hanging on right now, and that's Riley Mills up ahead of Edric here. So Edric has reeled Riley within a second. Oh, that looks so cool, them going through the S's like that. Those cars just look like they're on rails. Into Oak Tree for the final time. Let's see who gets the better drive out of it, because you're going to have some heroics going into the roller coaster here to try to make something happen. Here we go. Up into Oak Tree for the final time. Luke Patrick takes the checker flag. And I don't think he's going to be able to get it done, barring something crazy going through Hogpen here. I think it's going to stay this way. Riley Mills hanging on to 3rd place in the Pro class. Edric Ryan is going to be in 4th. Max Krause in 5th. Mike Pico takes the win in the Pro-Am class. Salvador Castro 2nd place. Matt Stallcup holding on to 3rd place right now. Christian La Rochelle kind of leading the way in the AM class as he comes around Hogpen for the final time. And he's going to take the win. Pretty big gap between Joshua Jordan and Jeremy Stevens. Michael Hamilton within a half a second of Joe Harkness, 4th and 5th in the Pro-Am class. As we said, that Pro-Am class is really, really tight championship-wise, so Michael probably really wishes he was able to get in front of Joe Harkness to get those extra points for the championship. It's got Ash Harper heading up through Roller Coaster. Just ahead of him, John McDonald in the Pro class, both in 6th place. And I think Brian Froh will be the last on track to complete the race here. So not too wild and crazy, kind of what we expected, Els. Unexpected was Drake Smith having some issues, but still great racing from the rest of the field at an awesome circuit. And Yeah, this is what we've come to kind of expect. A lot of great side-by-side racing in these LMP3s. Not easy to do as Brian Froh comes to a stop at the start-finish straight. So let's go ahead and take a look at our results here tonight. So, winning the race in the overall victory, Luke Patrick in first place, Jake Van Hees in second place, Riley Mills was able to get into third place and hang on to it. Edric Reyes behind him in fourth place, Max Kraus in fifth place, John McDonald in sixth place, seventh place, Aiden Anatafong, eighth place, Blaze Scheid, Neil Salata is in ninth place, Jacob Maganowski in 10th place, Drake Smith in 11th place. Moving on to the Pro-Am class, where right now the championship is neck and neck. Mike Pico went ahead and took the win with a trot. Salvador Castro in second place, Matt Stallcup in third place, Joe Harkness fourth place, Michael Hamilton in fifth place, Ash Harper sixth place, seventh place, Nate Hollistick and Richard Sidursky in eighth place. And then moving on to the AM class, we have Christian La Rochelle is going to take the win at VIR. Jeremy Stevens second place, Benjamin Gallant third place, Joshua Jordan fourth place, Kyle Shook in fifth place, Kelly McQueen sixth, Emil Toe in seventh, Brian Froh in eighth, Jason Vondra in ninth, Aaron Lester in 10th, Caleb Ford 11th, and Matt Falk is in 12th. So let's go ahead and bring in Luke Patrick here. See if he is yet. He is in the waiting room for an interview. We'll bring Luke Patrick, our pro and overall winner, in and see what he thought of VIR.
Yeah.
Luke, huge congrats on the win in the pro class and overall. How was it out there in the LMP3 around Virginia International Raceway?
Thanks, man. It was my answer might be a little bit different than everybody else's because I love the track. I love the combo. It was really, really good. Track wasn't too hot. Tire stayed under you. Once I got once Drake made his exit stage right in Oak Tree, I kind of had to. I knew that was the only chance we had to really go ahead and stretch my legs. Traffic, a couple lap cars made me get a little bit off my game there about a third of the way through, but able to lock it in and just drive it on home.
Yeah, I mean, after Drake, he had a number of off tracks there and ended up jumping to the pit. He kind of made it look easy. He kind of walked away with this one, almost 17 seconds back to second place. I've driven VIR a ton, not with the guided onboard lap we did in the pre-race show. It was my first time in the LMP3 around here. Was there any corners that were difficult in the LMP3?
The whole track is pretty difficult in the LMP3. There's a lot of stuff that you need to. The LMP3 is a hard car to drive. I think people kind of get a little bit spooked because it's the lowest graded prototype, but it's a really difficult car. Because turn one's difficult, going through NASCAR and into the snake. One of the real big things is to short shift into third as you start going through the snake. That really settles the rear down. And then being committed through Oak Tree is always one that catches people out. You really need a threshold brake. It's the only corner on the service that I really stage my downshifts to get extra rotation and extra engine braking, so I can be a little bit safer on the brakes. Sure. And then once you get into roller coaster and hog pen, it's really about just kind of getting to your line and sticking to it and trusting the downforce.
Well, also, I'm going to have to take some notes because I definitely had trouble in most of the corners that you mentioned there in LP3, but I don't have a ton of practice in it. But huge congratulating you on your win. Do you have any shout-outs you'd like to give tonight?
Thanks, man. Thanks again. Shout out to West Coast Racing League. I help run. We do LMP3s and IMSA and all kinds of other things. Starting at race start at 11 p.m. Eastern. Really focused on West Coast time. And shout out to Purple Rain Motorsports, Team Chris Becco runs. They've welcomed me with open arms, and we've been having a good time over there.
All right. Well, huge congrats again on the win, and we hope to see you at the finale at Daytona International Speedway.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Luke. That was Luke Patrick, our winner in the pro class. We're going to jump over to the Pro-Am class, who was taken by Mike Pico. So we're going to bring Mike Pico in. Els, take it away.
Mike Pico, congratulations on your Pro-Am win. How was the LMP3 at VIR tonight?
Dude, this is like one of the greatest combos. It's so good.
Glad to hear. What type of problems did you have on the track? What corner was it?
Oak tree, like the hairpin, the double right before the back straightaway is like never something I'm good at. Like to the point where I just gave up on trying to be fast in it and just parked and turned and hoped every time. Other than that, like again, I'm bad with corner numbers, but there's 3 lefts in the beginning and then a right-hander that leads into that first set of S's. That right-hander murders me every time. I ended up going off like 3 times there.
Wow. How was the tire wear throughout this race?
I mean, that felt good. Like maybe it was, dude, I'm such a bad driver. I don't actually know. Like I have no idea. Like the tires felt fine. It felt sloppy eventually because like there's a lot of rubber on the road. But I don't know. Maybe that's why it doesn't feel as good.
Well, I'll tell you what, Michael, for a bad driver, you did pretty well. You got Pro-Am win. Did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give?
Yeah, same as normal, guys. Like, shout out to you guys for doing the announcing. It's incredible. Shout out to Ducky and KCRL in general for having this league and doing race control. Shout out to my Go Touch Grass guys for ripping it today. Like we had, I think there's 3 or 4 of us here in the Discord that are from my group, right? Jeremy, Riley, Ben, and then myself. So yeah, shout out to everybody from Go Touch Grass.
Hey, thank you so much for interviewing with us. You have a wonderful night, Mike Pecco.
Yep, you as well. Take it easy.
All right, that was Mike Pecco, your Pro-Am winner. Just to point out how bad of a driver is. He was second overall in the finish, so terrible, the worst there is. Just kidding, Mike. Heck of a race from you, heck of a drive from you. Let's go ahead and move on to our AM winner. It's Christian La Rochelle. We'll go ahead and bring him in and see how it was for him around here. Christian, huge congrats on the win in the AM class here tonight. How was the LMP3 around VIR?
Really sketchy. Really sketchy. You had to baby the car, it felt like.
All right, fair enough. Was there any particular corner that was difficult? I felt on my onboard lap, at least, I usually have trouble with South Bend, which is the left-hander before Oak Tree. I usually have a hard time getting that. I felt like in the LMP3, the downforce really helped a lot. But was there any specific corner that was particularly hard in the LMP3?
Oh, I don't know the quarter number nor the names, but it's the first corner leading up to the first S's, and then the first S's. The car just does not get enough grip there, and you can't put the power down.
All right, well, I mean, a little birdie told us, if you watch the broadcast back, you'll know who we're talking about, that I guess the trick there is to short shift up into third at the start of that, I believe it's called the snake, so that would be the S's before the fast high-speed S's. So apparently that is the trick in the LMP3, according to him. And he did pretty well. He placed first overall. So, so the AM class, you're up, closed your gap down a little bit to Jeremy Stevens in the championship. Did you have any shout-outs that you wanted to give tonight?
A shout out to Michael Piecco getting P1 and Pro-Am. That's dual SSR podiums. Gotta love it.
Yeah, he was just on before you, and he just mentioned how bad of a driver he was, and I'd have to agree with him. He got second overall, first in Pro-Am. The worst guy on track for sure. But
totally.
Yeah, congrats to him. Congrats to you. We hope to see you next
thanks.
week at the finale at Daytona International Speedway. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. Thank you for having me.
All right. That was Christian La Rochelle, your AM winner. So then we're going to just jump over to the Pro, do second and third place. We'll do the Pro-Am second and third place, and then we will do AM second and third place. So Jake Van Hees, second place in the Pro class. Els, take it away.
Jake Van Hees, how are we doing tonight? How was that race? Congratulations on your second place podium. How was that?
Thank you. That was good. It was chaotic, and I stayed safe.
You stayed safe. How was the tire wear affecting you throughout the race?
Tire wear felt fine. I wasn't too stressed about it. Really wasn't thinking about it. I was more focused on not missing a braking point and touching grass, because that seemed to be every accident I saw was someone just braking too late, and once you hit that grass, you're sliding.
Well, you were flying out there tonight. Was there any part of the course that really was just, man?
Yeah, whatever. I don't know what turn number it is, but after the long straight, the breaking point uphill, kind of long, wide hairpin, whatever turn that is,
Okay.
gave me trouble the whole night. So,
All right. And with that being said, did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give?
yeah, shout out Drivetrainer Motorsport. And you guys for doing the broadcast in KCRL, man. This is it's a fun league to do. So,
Of course, Jake Van Hees. You have a wonderful night, and congratulations once again.
thank you, sir. You guys take it easy.
Take care.
All right, that was Jake Van Hees, second place in the pro class. We're going to bring in Riley Mills, who was third place in the pro class, and see how his time around VIR was in the LMP3. Riley, huge congrats on the third place in the pro class. How was VIR treating you in the LMP3 tonight?
I'm gonna be honest. All throughout practice and qualifying, I was really struggling, and early on in the race, I did not have the pace that I wanted.
Okay, fair enough. We saw the battle between I think that was Neil Solana, Edric, Max, and you. And you came out and took the final step on the podium. So how was it racing against those guys?
It was good fun. I was a little bit far back from the battle. It was mostly trying to get close enough to get into the draft, because I was keeping pace with them and kind of gaining through some of the tighter stuff where they were all kind of battling each other, but for the most part, they were pulling away from me, drafting each other down the straights. And then I think there was, I don't know exactly what happened between Neil and Edric, but managed to get up there and get by him in the middle of that and held on to it.
Yeah, unfortunately for Neil, there's a little bit of net code that happened heading up into roller coaster there. So that's what happened with that. But I mean, being in the right place, the right time, and striking while the iron's hot, getting up into the podium, it's always great. So do you have any shout outs that you'd like to give tonight?
I'll give the good shout out since we're right after Father's Day. Thanks to my dad for everything he's done for me. And then also on top of that, Dad's Racing Services for putting this on, and well, Go Touch Grass for the skin that I'm running.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Riley. Congrats on your third place in the pro class, and we hope to see you next week at the season finale at Daytona International Speedway.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right. That was Riley Mills, third place in the pro class. We're going to jump down to the pro-ams and see who is in. Salvador Castro is second place. We're going to bring him in. Els, take it away.
Salvador Castro, congratulations on your second place podium in the pro-am class. How was VIR out there tonight?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a very tough track. Like right at the end, my arms were like falling off, and especially after working a double this today, it's definitely feeling it.
Oh, after working a double and getting a podium, what part of the track would you consider to be the hardest in the LMP3?
Definitely that roller coaster. Like coming up the uphill, if you release the brakes, like it's like that's it, you're done. You're going into the grass.
Oh wow. Was there any time the tire wear decided to affect your race?
Yeah, trying to keep up at the middle of the race before the pit stop was definitely tough, because you definitely felt the tires like going away pretty quick, so you couldn't really qualify lap the whole thing.
Okay. Now, did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give while you're on the broadcast?
Yeah, I mean, a couple things fell into place today. Happy heavenly birthday to my father, my goodness, my father-in-law. And then shout out to Dakuma Racing, that's the team, and then shout out to everybody else.
All right. Well, thank you for interviewing with us tonight. You have a great night.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the broadcast.
Absolutely.
All right, that was Salvador Castro, second place in the Pro-Am class. I don't see Matt Stallcup in the waiting room, so we're going to jump down to the AM finishers here. So Jeremy Stevens, second place, so we're going to go ahead and pull him in and see how it was for him in VIR. Jeremy, huge congrats on the second place in the AM class, leading the class in the point standings right now. How was the LMP3 around VIR here for tonight?
Hey guys, yeah, it was good. It was a challenge. Spun out twice on my own accord, which was disappointing, but we did okay. Pit stops helped. The timing of that got me back up front.
We heard a number of drivers call out different corners that were kind of a thorn in their side. Was there any corner specifically that was bothering you tonight?
Turn one, you just go a little too deep and you get off in the marbles, and you just slide off. It's probably a little bit off camber too. And then what is it, 11, 12, oak tree?
Yeah.
You're coming up the hill and you just hit that wrong, same thing. You just go off.
Yeah, I was telling Els during the broadcast, I still haven't quite got oak tree down in the cars that I drive here around VIR as a driver. But, second place, pretty solid finish in the AM class, and continuing to hold on to a pretty healthy lead in the AM championship standings. Do you have any shout-outs that you'd like to give tonight?
Yeah, shout out Mike Pico and the guys with Go Touch Grass. Great group of guys that help me improve and keep me going.
All right, Jeremy. Well, congrats again on your second place, and we hope to see you at the season finale at Daytona International Speedway next week.
Definitely will. See you guys.
All right, that was Jeremy Stevens, second place in the AM class. We're going to bring in Benjamin Gullen, our last interview for tonight. Third place in AM class. Els, take it away.
Benjamin, congratulations on your third place podium in the AM class. How was VIR tonight?
I am terrible at this track. So it was a very interesting and not a good race personally, but we got here.
With that being said, how did the tires affect your race?
Honestly, tires felt fine. Like of all the tracks, I probably noticed the tires the least on this one. You just shift the brake bias forward in the last couple of minutes, and it was all good.
Oh, good. And did you have a specific corner that was giving you trouble throughout the race?
Probably the going into the S's, that 3-4-5 complex. I could not get that right. I had 2 spins there, and it was definitely that one.
Valid. Now, did you have any shout-outs that you wanted to give while on broadcast?
Shout out to DLV Precision, to Ducky for hosting the league, and also to Kelly here from Go Touch Grass for taking out third place so I can be on the podium instead. Thank you. And to you guys for hosting.
Well, thank you once again. You have a great night. Congratulations on your third place podium.
Thank you.
All right, that was Benjamin Gallant. Apparently some team strategy going into that third place, but a great finish for him nonetheless. Els, any final thoughts before we close it out here tonight?
Relatively a clean race, what we expect from KCRL. Ducky Metric putting on a good show once again for the guys, or putting on a good race for the guys, and just relatively clean. Nothing much to really say. The incidents seem pretty normal. The driving seemed pretty normal. I mean, just another day at KCRL, just good racing, and it seemed like all the guys had fun in the interview at least. Let's keep it up.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It was a great race to watch, great race to broadcast, a lot of action on track, and a little bit of bumping here and there, but I would say well within, especially this course and this car combo. I thought it was really, really well done by all the drivers. So tip of the cap to everyone that took part here tonight. And then, also another shout out to Dakota for the live race control, the awesome league, and just being a real awesome league owner and having a really awesome community around him at KCRL. But with that being said, that's going to conclude our coverage of the season 11 round 7 of the Kansas City Racing League's Tuesday night main event LMP3 Challenge presented by Dad's Racing Services. Tonight, a huge thank you to all the drivers who participated and to Dakota and his crew for putting on the league. I am TJ Yankee.
And I'm Lesean Young-Dilworth.
And that's going to conclude our broadcast tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you back for the season 11 finale of the LMP3 Challenge at Daytona National Speedway Road Course next week. Thank you and good night.